Most of us think of unforgiveness as a spiritual choice or a moral stance. We think we are protecting ourselves by holding on to the anger. But while your mind thinks it is winning a war of justice, your body is paying a tax you cannot afford. When you refuse to forgive, you aren't just remembering a hurt. You are triggering a biological cascade. Every time that memory resurfaces, your brain signals the adrenal glands to flood your system with cortisol and adrenaline. In a crisis, this is a survival mechanism. But when the crisis is a memory from 5 years ago, your immune system begins to degrade. Your sleep is fragmented. This response becomes chronic. Your blood pressure remains elevated. You are effectively bathing your organs in stress hormones 24 hours a day. You aren't punishing your enemy. You are punishing your own heart, your own lungs, and your own longevity. The price of unforgiveness isn't just a heavy heart. It's a failing body.
Welcome to Selah Bible Lab. Here, we turn down the noise of the world to examine the intersection of ancient scriptural wisdom and modern neuroscience. Today, we are dissecting the physical price of unforgiveness. We've been told that we should forgive for the other person, but today, we are going to prove why you must forgive for the sake of your own biological and spiritual survival.
Beyond the hormones, there is the cognitive cost. In neuroscience, we talk about cognitive load, the amount of information your working memory can process at once. Unforgiveness is like a high-energy background app running on your mental hardware. You can't close it. It's always there, consuming RAM, draining your battery, and slowing down your processing speed. When you are locked in a loop of resentment, you are stealing bandwidth from your creativity, your parenting, and your calling. You are literally less intelligent and less productive when you are unforgiving, because your brain is too busy maintaining a grudge to focus on your purpose.
Anger doesn't stay in the mind. It migrates. It is what we call a somatic echo. It lives in the chronic tension of your trapezius muscles. It lives in the inflammation of your gut. It lives in the insomnia that keeps you awake at 3 a.m., replaying a script that cannot be changed. In the scriptures, we see references to a spirit of heaviness. Modern medicine calls this somatic distress. When the heart refuses to release the debt, the body is forced to carry the weight. You are carrying a ghost, and your nervous system is reacting to it as if it were a physical predator in the room.
This brings us to the most dangerous deception of the human heart. We believe that by refusing to forgive, we are keeping the other person in a prison of our judgment. We believe our anger is a weapon we are holding against them. But here is the spiritual and psychological paradox. Unforgiveness is not a weapon used against another. It is a prison where the only inmate is you. There is a profound truth in the proverb, holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. When you refuse to forgive, you have effectively tied your biological health, your mental clarity, and your emotional peace to the person you hate. You have given them the keys to your life. You are no longer a free agent. You are a hostage to their past actions. In the parable of the unmerciful servant, the man who refused to forgive his fellow servant was handed over to the torturers. From a science perspective, those torturers are not demons in a cave. They are the cortisol spikes, the chronic inflammation, the insomnia, and the mental exhaustion we have discussed today. Your own biology becomes the instrument of your torture.
So, how do we stop the cycle? The answer is found in Colossians 3:13. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. This is the ultimate biological and spiritual hack. When we attempt to forgive by our own willpower, we often fail because we are fighting our own chemistry. But when we pivot to the standard of the Lord's forgiveness, we shift our identity from victim to recipient of mercy. By mirroring the Lord's forgiveness, you break the neural bond between you and the offender. You stop the cortisol cascade. You tell your nervous system, I am no longer defined by what happened to me, but by the mercy that has been shown to me. Forgiveness is not an act of mercy toward the offender. It is the act of reclaiming your key. It is the biological reset button that tells your nervous system the war.
How do we stop paying the price? Here is the Selah protocol. 1. Audit the cost. Stop saying, I'm fine. Admit that the grudge is costing you your sleep, your health, and your peace. 2. Separate the debt from the relationship. Forgiveness is the cancellation of a debt. You can forgive the debt, release the poison, without immediately restoring the trust, opening the door. 3. The solitary place. Like Jesus in Mark 1:35, find your solitary place. Turn down the noise. Give the burden to the Creator and consciously decide, I will no longer pay the physical price for this memory. I will forgive as the Lord forgave me. If this episode helped you see the link between your faith and your biology, hit the like button and subscribe to Selah Bible Lab. Comment below with the words, I reclaim my peace. Turn down the noise. Pause. Reflect. God bless you, and we will see you in the next lab.